They say the pen is mightier than the sword, but for me, a pen is the sum of my fears. A pen for me represents bullying, failure, fear, uh, and so many emotions. That's what a pen represents to me. In this video, what we can do is we can talk about the power of a pen, the fear of a pen, and how pens can be disabling and how you can make them enabling. Hi, I'm David. I'm the co-founder of We Can Access. I've got a couple of kids with specific issues. I'm a senior lecturer in special needs. I've supported over 270 people in their MA dissertations. I was a special needs teacher, and crucially, I struggled with literacy and spelling. So what what does something as simple as this do? What is it? It's a tool. It's a creative tool for self-expression, for a demonstration of knowledge. That's what this is. It can also represent a pen, just this simple object that costs maybe 50 pence. The pen represents people's failures, the inability for people to spell, like myself. When I was at school many, many years ago, my spelling was horrendous and my spelling still isn't great to this day. And I'm very, very grateful for technology around a Microsoft Office and all of the technologies to enable me to become a far better speller, because my spellings, I would get spellings, I would spell the word the, and I can spell the word the in probably about 3, 4, 5 different ways. But the pen is how I and many other people like myself put down this information. And if the tool is not correct, if the tool is not balanced, if the tool is not comfortable in my hand, then my ability to demonstrate my knowledge and to spell correctly is that much harder. When I went to university, when I first went to university when I was 27, my first assignment, I handed in, I got, it was 1,000 words long, 600 spelling mistakes. I'm going to show you my handwriting now. Oh, there you go. My handwriting, I hope you can see this, is not great. And I actually write, when I'm using a pen, I actually write, when possible, with capital letters. And I'll give myself extra space. Now let's look at a pen. Let's look at these different pens. This pen here, sorry, there you go. I'm 5 foot, how tall am I? About 5'10", 5'11", 1m77. Average hand size for somebody about my height. This pen is weighty. It fits my hand nice and comfortably. If you can see, it's actually fairly thick. And if you look at the grooves here carefully, if I can bring it up to the camera, there are grooves that enable me to grip the pen slightly more. It's slippery, it's got a smooth feeling, but I can grip it nicely and it balances well. This actually gives me confidence. It gives me comfort because I can feel the weight. It is then enabling. If I then pick up another pen, it's the same length. There you go. But it's thinner. From a sensory perspective, it's actually got a seam. Where is it? There's a seam about here. I think, yeah, there's a seam. And I actually find that uncomfortable. And if I'm given this to write, it's something else that will be in the back of my mind that at times I find hard to filter out. It's also thinner and it's not balanced as well, and I don't like it. Here's another pen, and it's a lovely pen. I actually like the sensory experience. It's great. It's made out of, I think, recycled paper or something. It's really, really great. The feel is nice, but it's light. And again, there's a seam where they've got the paper, there's a seam right here where they've rolled it. And again, that causes me a few little, oh, there you go, where's the seam? There's a little seam here. And it causes me a little bit of like distress, really. It's not comfortable for me. And the way they've done the ending as well, while it gives grip, I don't particularly like it. It's a little too harsh. Now, if you work in a school, if you work in any form of situation where you're asking people to write and communicate, fundamentally what you're asking them to do is communicate and demonstrate their knowledge in a written format. What you're asking them to do. And what you need to do is get them to demonstrate their knowledge, pardon me, you need to get them to demonstrate their knowledge as efficiently as possible for them to maximize their knowledge and also be as efficient for your time. But if you don't give them the right tool, that will take more time up. There might be also people, for instance, who will struggle to write because when you give them that pen, it will bring those fears, those emotions together. So you can't know everybody, you can't know everything about every single person that walks through the door about what their needs are. There are ways you could informally ask people, like about if they have a strong or weaker grip, or do they prefer heavier or lighter objects. You can ask that, but also you can adapt and you can give people choices. Now, I completely understand there are budgetary constraints around, purchasing of pens and basically pens. So what you can do is, it's a case of it's how to adapt those pens to then enable to communicate that knowledge. Well, I've got some Blu Tack here. And what all you have to do is, oh, there you go. I've just rolled some Blu Tack up. And actually, for me, you can adapt it, or you can get the person to adapt it. If you're in a school, you can get the kids to mold it a little bit. There you go. And it can fit their hands slightly better. It also gives greater weight. And actually now, for me, it's actually lovely. It's actually gripping my fingers. I'm feeling more secure. And it's nicer. So when I'm writing, I feel more secure. Emotionally, I feel more secure. I feel happier. And the chances of me actually communicating that knowledge in a more efficient, effective, and more presentable way increase. If you don't have Blu Tack, well, you might have an elastic band. And again, nice little elastic band, wrap it round. There you go. Where are we? There you go. We got a nice little elastic band that thickens it. This elastic band has broken. But again, it thickens it to a point where actually for me, it's a more secure grip. I feel happier, again, from a sensory perspective. I feel happier. It's not as harsh. I'm not feeling so much that harsh area that I think is probably where the mold has come off or something or other. But it's not at the real point of contact for my fingers. I'm not getting that harsh experience. Again, there's something else. I've got twine lying around. It's some garden twine. And all you have to do to make that grip slightly bigger is roll it around. There you go. Oopsie daisy. There you go. Done. Again, it makes it thicker. Now, the final point, it's sellotape. This is a bit wasteful, and I don't particularly like it, but you could get some sellotape. There you go. Wrap it around. Ooh, there you go. Make it slightly thicker. There you go. And you've made the grip again slightly thicker. Some people might prefer, again, the balance or a bit more weight at the end. So again, you've got Blu Tack. If you've got Blu Tack, you can put a bit of Blu Tack at the end, and that gives that weight that people might like, that sense of security, that sense, and again, it empowers that level of confidence, and that will then reduce potentially the spelling mistakes, the spelling errors, the grammatical errors that people are actually making. So a pen isn't a pen. A pen represents potentially the sum of fears of people's. And by giving people the appropriate tool to communicate and adapting that tool to enable people to communicate effectively, you're essentially empowering people. And if you're an employer or if you have customers, what you're actually doing is you're actually making, you're potentially reducing any negative behaviors. You're improving the performance of the staff. And actually, if you're in situations where you need to get people to write as efficiently and quickly as possible, you're improving people's efficiencies and reducing that mistakes. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this, if you found this useful, it'd be great if you could like, subscribe, and share this video with people. And I'd love to hear your feedback and comments and see how you've adapted pens and made them more accessible. Take care. Have a lovely day.